ओ मेरे भाई।
Welcome to our channel, my friend Bob. Before we start, let me tell you how nice this summer has been. The rain hasn't been enough, but still it has been nice. But it's supposed to be decently warm the next few weeks. Well, it's summer or it's start of summer, so it's supposed to be. They're calling it the heat dome in United States. So let's see what that does. Well, we'll welcome it. Some of the plants do like that kind of heat. All that said, let's talk about something simple today. Most of the people who do videos about gardening, they have huge gardens. They have people who help them, and the gardens always look pristine. All that said, not everybody has that luxury of having a huge garden. Two, having somebody who helps. So it sometimes comes to one person after work, after doing all the chores of the day, to figure out some time to get things done. Today we will talk about something different, and that's about gardening or planting in planters. We have done a video before. You can watch it. The link is in the description, where I discussed about a different kind of planters that could be used. Today, we're not discussing really about the kind of planters. What we're trying to say is, if you have 2 or 3 planters, a bit of soil, a bit of fertilizer, you can start a small garden on your balcony or on your porch. If you have a small yard, just put a few planters somewhere, and you will have a decent amount of food to go with. So what I'll do today is I'll do a couple of tomatoes. I have a chili pepper plant that I'll plant, but I have a few more. They're a bit small. I will add them a bit later. And then I'll also add flowers, because flowers not only make everything look beautiful, but flowers are good pollinators too. So we'll start. I'll also add some herbs. Specifically, I'm adding basil, and I'll show you what's the deal with this basil. So let's start. We will use some pots which are from last year, which have soil in them. We'll take the soil out. We'll replenish the soil again, and I'll show you how to do that. You don't throw anything when you become a gardener. You always try to reuse everything. So we'll repurpose that soil, and I'll show you how to do that. So whatever planters you'll have this year, next year, when you have some old soil sitting in it, you can just refresh it, put some oomph back in it, and then you can start growing again. So let's start the process. The process is simple. What I have in front of me is a wheelbarrow, which you can't see right now. I have this planter from last year. It has some soil. So I'll dump that soil in the wheelbarrow. It's not that much soil, so surely I have to add more. But before I add more, one other thing, and again, in my case, I do have the luxury that I have this whole pile of soil behind me. And if you've been watching my videos, we call it the black gold, a mix that I have done myself. Regular gardening soil. Then we added some leaf mulch and our own compost, and it sat for almost 8 or 9 months. And the compost was almost completely done when we put it there. So the soil is decently fluffy. It does not need an amendment, but in planters, compared to a regular soil, because regular soil is touching the ground, so the natural enzymes, the natural bacteria, the nature takes over. When you are growing in pots, you have to mimic that. So adding a bit of fertilizer does not hurt. I'm about to use garden tone. You could use anything organic. A little bit. Since I said that I don't have enough soil, so let me get my shovel and add some soil over here. So I've got 2 planters filled. I already have flowers which I bought. So these are the ones for the flowers. I'll just add a few. So for these planters, what I picked was marigolds. These two are what's called a 4 o'clock, and then Vista Red. In the longer one, I'll add 3. In the smaller one, I'll just add 1. So let me do that and show that to you then. One thing I like to do, I do buy seeds also. So what I'll do is I'll add some seeds also. That way, when these flowers will start dying down a bit, a second run will happen. It could be anything. So let's see what I have. So easiest one is, these are marigolds from last year. I just kept like those. I dried them and put them in a Ziploc bag. I did not take the seeds out. The reason is that way I'll remember what the color was. So this was yellow, and I'll just know what kind of flower is it. So this will have so many seeds that I would not know what to do with it. So a few here in the middle, few in the smaller one, and that's it. And we will be done after watering. So I've got two 14-inch plastic planters. 14 is a good size. You can get a bit smaller also. And in those two, I'll add 2 different tomatoes. But it's a huge planter. I'll add tomato in the middle. I put a cage around it, but I'll add some other things around it. So let me show you. So let me fill this up also. So this is basil. So what you'll say, what's the big deal about basil? The big deal about this basil is, I've a hydroponic system, and I started this in there. So they were started indoors. You see the root system. I'll add 2 of these with my tomato. Basil and tomatoes go well with each other together. So let's do the tomato first. It's a better bush kind tomato. Remember a rule about tomatoes, which I always show. So let me come closer. Get rid of the lower limbs. Got about 3-4 inches. When I plant it, I'll almost plant this much. So the root ball, which is inch, another 4 to 5 inches. So almost 6 inches deep. Here we go. Tomatoes are done. The beautiful, the basil looks, smells incredible. There's a mix of a few basils in here. I don't mind one variety on the other. There are some which are a bit different, but generally speaking, it's basil. Thai basil has a bit more oomph, a bit more peppery compared to some of the other ones. So here we go. That's it. That's all it takes. So in this planter, we have planted 2 basils and a tomato. These are typically planted 2 to 3 inches apart. So 1, 2, I'm always doing 3 inches. 3 peas around. I'll see how much space I have in the other planter. Can I add some peas on that? I don't think so. I think it's a smaller planter. So now I have peppers. I got 2 pepper plants. I only have 1 planter right now, and I'll add 1 later. This is an 11-inch. So let's move this out. Now I got 2 chili peppers. One is Thai dragon. The other is lemon drop. Both, I love both of the peppers, since they both will go on the porch, or sorry, on the deck. Let me do the Thai pepper now, and once I find another planter, I'll add that one. I'll show you once I'm done watering. It's always recommended to water plants as soon as you transplant, because the root system goes through a shock. So it is important to water. Soak it well. All these planters have holes underneath, and the water, excessive water, will just go through. So don't be too alarmed. Take our cages. These are many years old. I had to unbend them earlier. Okay, a few planters, a bit of soil, a bit of fertilizer, few plants from the store, they're not too expensive. Seeds, flower seeds are from last year. The pea seeds were in a bag which I've already planted elsewhere. These are just extra ones, so I added those. My hands are dirty, that makes me happy. And that's exactly what this is about. It's about enjoying, getting your hands dirty, having some fresh air, and get closer to nature. And then you'll have your own food to eat and enjoy with your family. I hope you saw something new. I hope this inspires you, even if you do not have a huge back garden. If you can only have a few planters, you can even go to some stores. They will give you the black planters for free. You can do with the, as I said, watch my video about the containers. You can do in bags. There are pluses and minuses. Go watch that. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.